Shape what your mama gave ya. Shape what your mama gave ya. Shape what your mama gave ya. Welcome to In Shape with Shearill Brown. This week, we're going to discuss part of the body in which a lot of people, a lot of Americans are having a huge problem with, and that is the core, your abdominal cavity. Yes, today we're going to talk about the core. So we're going to talk about the anatomy of the abdominal cavity, as well as food, how that affects that area, as well as exercises. So tune in. We have a great show for you today, and also going to give away a free gift to the first one that writes a message to any of my podcasts, as we're playing on 7 different podcasts across the country. All right. Well, I'm Shearill Brown. I'm your host. Please head over to my website, ShearillBrown.com. Take a look at the website. Look at the bio, as that has been revamped, so you can find some interesting things out about me that you may have not have known. All right, let's get into it. Enough of that. All right, let's get into what I like to talk about. And today, again, it's the abdominal cavity. Where is that located? Okay, that's located below the sternum and right above the pelvis. All right. In that area, it stores your digestive system. So your digestive system has your kidney, your spleen, your liver, your gallbladder. Also your urinary system is all up in that mix as well. So some pretty vital organs are in that area. So your abs are definitely very important for many different reasons. Your abs help with your balance, your breathing, and your posture. One more time, your balance, your breathing, and your posture. Those 3 functions are pretty critical for daily life. I mean, without your abdominals, you couldn't drive. You couldn't go to the bathroom. You can't breathe. You can't rotate your trunk from side to side. There's a lot that your abs are responsible for. They're the core of your body. Athletes, they are very, very important for you to have that balance, to run, to jump, to do all the great things that you do in your sport. And then everyday professionals, they are very important in, again, your posture, your spine helps to definitely to keep that erect, and so that you can also have some rotation. So very important. Now there are 3 layers of your abs, and they all meet in the middle in this area. There's some connective tissue in the middle called the linea alba, but I won't get too deep into that type of anatomy in this conversation. But just remember that they are 3 layers, they meet in the middle. So you have your rectus abdominis. That's the 3 different layers that, if you see someone with sick pack, they have the what we call the upper, the middle, and the lower. And that composes that 6-pack. And then on the side, you have your obliques. So you have your transverse obliques, and those are broken down that go across your body on the sides of your rectus abdominis. All right, and then those muscle fibers, they crisscross, so you have that strength. The transverse obliques, they definitely help support that spine big time. So that's why it's very important to make sure that your abdominals are strong enough to hold your spine, your posture, your balance. So if you start having back issues, that could be a sign of weak core. If you start having lots of various issues for your balance, your core is probably very weak and needs to be addressed. Okay, so that's the anatomy of your core broken down. And then I will break down exercises that will be able to target the upper, the middle, and the lower sections of your abdominals. So we can actually get into that now. You're probably curious of what exercises can I do in order to flatten my stomach. Well, we'll get into food after this, but I'll go into the exercises. All right. So the lower abs, we'll start from the lower, go to the middle, and then go on up, all the way up. So the lower abdominals exercises are any exercise where you're extending your legs or you're raising them. So any function of an exercise where you'll see your legs extended or raised, that is touching the lower abdomen, the lower fibers. So exercises such as leg lifts, lying leg lifts, hanging leg lifts, bicycles, hip thrust, those are exercises that you can do for the lower abs. And then with that lower abdominal, you don't give up on it. That's where a lot of the excessive belly fat may settle in that area, but continue to hit those exercises and you'll be fine. And then as well as to control your nutrition, as we'll talk about soon. So hit those exercises. And then the middle fibers of the middle exercises for the abs, you can do crunches. Everyone knows what those are. Ab extensions, reverse crunches. If you're in the gym, you have a cable, you can do rope pulls, and then basic sit-ups. Those hit the middle. The upper, you can do exercises rope pull hits the upper, crunches hit the upper, V-ups, planks. Those are all great exercises that hit the upper fibers for that rectus abdominis. So you have your middle, your upper, and your lower that I just discussed. If you need more exercises, hit me up on my website and I'll definitely be able to supply you with more. And now let's get into the food. And we always say abs are made where? In the kitchen. That's right. Your abs are made in the kitchen. So you cannot outwork a bad diet. Meaning, I can't eat a whole pizza in 15 minutes and then get on a treadmill afterwards in 15 minutes and expect to burn those calories off. It doesn't work like that. So abs are definitely made in the kitchen. Now, that lower section of your abs where you have a more excessive belly fat, watch out for high caloric foods, especially at nighttime. I recommend to my clients, dinner should be a protein and a veggie. No carbs. And carbs, I'm not talking about net carbs. Vegetables are your net carbs, your fruits. So I don't care about those. You can eat those all day long. I'm talking about the simple carbohydrates, especially at nighttime, will settle in your stomach at night and create that belly fat, without a doubt. Your simple carbohydrates, your white starches, your white flour products. All right. Complex carbs, you want to definitely limit those as much as possible as well. So most of your complex carbs, eat those during the height of the day and then taper off. So dinner, protein and veggie, your core will be great. Your protein, fish, tuna, turkey, red meats last, and good fat. So you have good mono and polysaturated fat, where you can get from your avocados, the olive oil, things like that. So watch those pieces. And then also your sugar and salt intake. Let's keep that under 1,000 milligrams a day. Those are all items that contribute to that belly fat. So again, you have food, you have your exercises, and then we know the anatomy of the abs. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and join me next week. Next week I will be going in more in depth about nutrition, and you'll see how abs are made in the kitchen with all of your other muscles, and how you can reach your goals with a great diet, and your nutrition will be on point, because I will help you out next week. So come on back next week, Wednesday, on Workout Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this. Wow. And have a wonderful day. And I'm out.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.